Hey everybody, this is Stephen with Breathe, Pray, Worship, and this is going to be our first devotional for Lent. So we figured I wanted to give you an introduction to Breathe, Pray, Worship, and really this whole thing started as a mantra for me when I was going through it was easily the most emotionally challenging time of my life, which was my divorce in 2013. I think one of the challenges, and I don't want to get too much into this too soon, but there are certain things within the realm of Christianity that are still taboo. And as much as we want to love people, care for people, it's hard and awkward for some reason. And for a lot of people, being a pastor that was going through a divorce, people just didn't know what to do with me. And I was lost. The pain, trying to fix everything too. I was confused. And so this Brief Right Worship really started as just this reminder when I was getting overwhelmed. And it was actually one of my supporters just reminded me, slow down and breathe. Breath by itself was a win. And on some days when I was just so emotionally overwhelmed, that was the only thing I could do for that day was to slow down and take a breath. That was a victory. And then with that breath, I would pray. And even if it was an unintelligible prayer, if it was a grunt, if it was an, oh God, I don't even know what to pray, I'm so lost. And then the worship part really was probably the hardest because there was times my whole life was falling apart and I didn't want to worship God. And I just felt like I needed to press in. And to worship when everything is falling apart is hard. And so this became our mantra: breathe, pray, worship. And as we were getting overwhelmed, different times, trying to work through things, just kind of became a reminder, slow down, breathe, find the words to utter a prayer, and in some ways find something to worship God about. And as we get ready for this season of Lent, thinking about Easter, death, burial, resurrection of Christ, I kind of want to just challenge with the thought of what is God inviting you to? What might He be drawing you into or us into? And I want to take a look at Matthew chapter 9, and there's several spots in it. So I'm going to highlight a little bit of it, but the beginning part of this chapter, right? He ends up healing a paralytic, a woman who's dealing with some blood issues, a child who's thought to be dead, comes across two blind men, as well as a mute. And then here is the words that He has for them. It says, "And Jesus went throughout all the cities and villages, teaching in the synagogues and proclaiming the gospel of the kingdom, and healing every disease and every affliction. And when He saw the crowds, He had compassion for them, because they were harassed and helpless like sheep without a shepherd. And then He said to His disciples, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Therefore pray earnestly to the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers." I think it's just great, this idea constantly, it's always resonated with me, that as Jesus was going about, the adjective most typically described to Jesus is Him looking out, seeing people in various stages of distraught, and being compassionate. His heart literally breaking because of the suffering that the people are going through. And He invites us into relationship with them. Another verse I'll throw up that says, come and see. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Come and find rest. And Jesus is inviting people to Him to find rest. And I don't think it's something we always find. It's not come and be religious, come and be devout, and so just starting off this devotion, starting off this Lenten season, what is the thing that Christ is inviting you to? What is He calling you into? Is it compassion? Is it restoration? Is it forgiveness? Is it grace? Is it rules and discipline? I hope you take some time, pray through this, think about it, and answer that question for yourself. What might Christ be calling you to?